Welcome back to the Big R Show. Earlier on, we were doing the Celtic show. What a nice show. You know, Celtic has a very passionate supporters. And then you could see how enthusiastic they are. And, you know, we are trying to build things that are there, especially, you know, a team like Celtics that was doing extremely well, especially when it comes to attendance. So we want to revive that, we want to bring that vibe again. And I'm optimistic the guys are going to build on what we had already done. As you know, the big R stands for all the positive R words. Results, most important one. Relationship, reflect, review, and report. So today we are going to look at the weekend games and also the results of yesterday. Before I go to the big one, let me welcome my co-host, Jacob Selematsela, on the show. Wanam, how are you doing?
I'm fine, my brother. How are you? Thank you, man.
Pussy for life. Ntwentle Wanama Selematsela. Wanam, you know, there's one thing that worries me. In South Africa, I don't know when do we call people doctors and professors? I'll tell you why I'm asking that question. There's something that puzzles me. I asked this question one day. I was on Dr. Chomani's show, The Morning Drive. I said I fail to understand why Dr. Kaiser Mutau has not been called a doctor. South African universities and institutions of higher learning, don't they see any value that Mr. Mutau has added in our football? Looking at from 1970, because now we see so many doctors and professors, then you ask yourself what criteria is being used for people to be doctors and professors. Not to say to be a doctor or a professor, it makes a huge difference, but it's an honor, you know. For me, I'm not obsessed with that. Because what obsessed me is what the people are doing. I know even Jomo Sono was conferred by the universities outside South Africa. What's your comment just before we start the show? What criteria?
Thank you very much. That's a very good point that you just mentioned. Actually, I once asked myself about that, but I thought maybe, you know what, I don't know the criteria. I mean, professors, we've got professors and whoever in the institutions who are deciding who's going to be given that kind of a title or anything like that. But I think it's totally unfair to Mr. Kaiser Mutau himself. I mean, the man has contributed a lot to the development of our football. He has done so much for our national teams as well. Generally, in sport, actually, especially football, he's one of the best in terms of contribution. So I'm definitely clueless. I don't know why is he not being conferred to be a doctor or anything like that. I'm still swimming in a pool of dilemma, just like you, my brother. But at the same time, I'm hoping that one day somebody will raise their hand and say, by the way, we've forgotten Mr. Mtaung. We've forgotten to realize that Mr. Mtaung has contributed in this in the football of our country, and then let's honor him in any way. I'm just hoping that it will happen. But remember, in life, it's not all about being called a doctor or anything like that. But it's very important for the country to honor him. We say to him, Tina Ezamakosi for life. We honor him as our president. We honor him as our doctor. Irrespective who says what, we don't care. But we love the gentleman. He has done so much for our football. And you raised a very important point. I must say, really, thank you to you as well.
Now, let me put the record straight. I'm not a Chiefs fan. Make no mistake, I'm absolutely not a Chiefs fan, but I'm just looking at the facts and say, you know what, we don't want to sing praises when the person has passed on. But nevertheless, let's move on. Let me go to another subject. When
Yes.
are we going to honor Jingles Pito Musimani?
My brother. First of all, let me say to him, the GOAT, Pitso Chingas Musimani. Congratulations to the gentleman. He's the maestro. He's the master. He's done it all. He's leading. The rest are following. He's the best coach in Africa. I'm saying that as a coach for life. I'm saying he's the best coach in Africa. I don't care who says what. He has done his best. He has won. No coach has won the Champions League twice. This gentleman has won 3 titles here in South Africa, including the league. And then from there, he went to win 2 titles within a span of 2 to 3 months in Egypt. I mean, all odds, against all odds, he managed to bring the trophy home. And I honor the gentleman. Congratulations, Mr.
I remember during the time of Gordon Ingerson, I don't have an issue against Gordon. Gordon has won, I think, about 3 titles. Or wherever you were opening up a radio or a media coach, the best coach in the world, the #1 coach in the world. But I don't see the praises. Maybe we are jumping the guns. Maybe the praises are still coming. So let's hold on. And then if the praises are still coming, I'm asking this question related to what I was asking, because I've been asking this question. When is for me, Mr. Kaiser Motaung is a doctor. If a person is given a title for the contribution that he has made, for me, Dr. Motaung is a doctor as much as Dr. Nelson Mandela to me was Dr. Nelson Mandela, not the former president. Well, he's a former president, not Mr. Mandela. But nevertheless, maybe we need to pass on. There are a whole lot of people that, you know, they can. I just wanted to know, I'm not saying Peter should be called professor, but I hope he'll be given the necessary accolades. The guy has outdone himself. We are proud of him. He has represented us very well. And then a halala Pito, keep the flag flying high. And by the way, Al Ali, they won the cup by beating Zamalek 2-1. And then Mr. Pito has been crowned the champion. So that is why we're talking about this. Let's move on. Now, today, this afternoon, what games are we looking at?
You mean in the Premier Soccer League?
The Premier Soccer League. Let's start with the games for today.
Okay. Before we talk about today, let's talk about last night. Something very interesting happened last night in the Premier in the PSL. Maritzburg United was playing against SuperSport.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, Coach Medendorp is back in the country. He signed a contract with Maritzburg for 3 years. And now what is interesting is that he had to play against SuperSport. And then he was on the stands. And then the coach, he didn't start yesterday. He's going to start this coming week. And they will be playing against Sundowns. That's his first game. So if you look at SuperSport, we spoke about perceptions. We spoke about rumors. And the very same thing happened this week. They kept on saying SuperSport, they don't have money. They are losing touch with the big guns. They can't spend. They can't do this and that. But look at what happened last night. The guys played very well, and they delivered. They delivered. So I don't understand our media sometimes. It looks like our media, they like it when creating negative perceptions against our own teams. And I don't understand why are they doing that? Because they must be building our brands. Instead of building our brands, what they're doing now, they're just destroying everything. It's not fair. It's not fair, Tau. So I'm not happy with that. But anyway, it's one of those things. Back to the Premier Soccer League, the DSTV. I will talk about, you ask about the games that are coming this week, right?
Today.
Now, I'm looking at Amazulu. 1 second, I will just tell you right now, Amazulu, who they are playing against right now. I've got my document somewhere here.
Now let's look at, they are playing Cape Town Spurs at 8. But why don't you start with the game of TS Galaxy and Golden Arrows at 3:30, and then the other game is Orlando Pirates and Baroka 3:30, Mamelodi Sundowns, Stellenbosch at 6 o'clock, and then Amazulu and Cape Town Spurs at 8:15. Let's do quick because I think we are running out of time.
Okay, with the Amazulu and Cape Town Spurs, Cape Town City, I'm definitely sure that Amazulu will collect 3 points on that one. Why I'm saying that? They lost during the week, and then they want to bounce back. And the boys are hungry. They want to redeem themselves, definitely. So I see them collecting 3 points.
Okay.
2-1, that is the score.
Okay, yes. Let's go to TX Galaxy and Roca Swallows. And Golden Arrows.
And Golden Arrows, yes. Golden Arrows. You know what? I've seen TS Galaxy playing against Kaizer Chiefs. I've seen how they played against Roca Swallows as well. But I'm telling you right now, they are going to collect 3 points as well. I'm looking forward to them collecting 3 points. They are playing an enterprising kind of a football, and they are always attack-minded.
Okay. What is the prediction score?
They're going to win 1-0. 1-0.
That's TS Galaxy.
TS Galaxy, that's correct.
TS Galaxy. Then the next game is Orlando Pirates, the mighty Buccaneers, and Baroka.
Tau, let me mention something quickly. Orlando Pirates are in top form right now. They've got a very good coach. There's a structure in that team. They've got a very good bench. They've got all the players. I mean, a very strong team. I don't see Baroka winning that one. I'm definitely sure that Orlando Pirates is going to collect another 3 points. 2-0, that is the score.
Tembinkosi Lodge is still injured.
Yes, I agree with you. There is a player that is called Zungu from Stellenbosch. Zungu is going to be playing that position very perfectly. And like I said, he's also attack-minded, a very good youngster. Watch this space. Mapagania will collect 3 points here.
What is the prediction?
The prediction will be 2-0.
2-0 in favor of Pirates. Now, Mamelodi Sundowns, they are playing Stellenbosch, the richest team in the country, being Stellenbosch.
Yes.
And the second richest team in the country being Mamelodi Sundowns, both led by the rich people, Mr. Rupert Stellenbosch, and then the Patrice the Mamelodi Sundowns. So what's your take?
This is a battle of the tycoons, and I'll tell you something. That team Stellenbosch have signed good players, and then they are very consistent right now. And then Sundowns, they've signed good players as well. They're also consistent. So I don't see any one of them scoring. It's going to end in a stalemate of 0-0.
What's your take of Mshishi? Mshishi's on top form. Do you think he won't get a goal in this game?
Look, what is basically happening, each and every team, they know how dangerous Mshishi is. So what they're doing now, they're going to plan against him. They're going to make sure that they get tight on him. So that's why I'm saying I don't see Sundowns winning today. I don't see Stellenbosch winning as well. It's going to be a very tight game, especially in the midfield. They won't be able to get that chance of playing their normal game. Stellenbosch, they're running hard. And Stellenbosch, they're also attack-minded. So I'm definitely sure that it's going to be a 0-0 stalemate.
What about Hlompo Kekana?
Hlompo Kekana is a very good player, make no mistake on that. But I see that the youngsters are taking over now. Slowly but surely, they're taking over because he's not starting games now. He's starting from the bench. Then in the second half, then he comes in. But remember that Sundowns have got a variety of good players. You talk about Obokutie, you talk about so many players. Usirino is not in the team as yet. He's still injured. But the Sundowns team, you cannot be able to predict it. You look at Erasmus, you look at Shalulile. Those are very good players. And I can tell you now, it's going to be a very difficult game. But if you look at Stellenbosch, their defense, they're not leaking goals. They are very resolute and they are very tight. So definitely, that's why I'm saying the score will end up as a 0-0 stalemate.
All right, tomorrow is TTM against Chippa United. What's your take on that one?
Now, I'm looking at that TTM, first of all. They've signed very good players. They've got great players. Abo Rakhale, they are there. Abo, so many good players, they are there. But now, if you look at the opponents, at the same time, they've got good players. Chippa United, a good coach. And they are hungry, and their image right now is a little bit dented because they haven't been doing well. And I can tell you the coach is under pressure. He will deliver 1-0 to Chippa United.
To Chippa United. All right.
Yes.
Let's go to Spain before we go to Italy. I'm watching at the time. That is why I'm saying let's move to Italy, to Spain. I see that the president of La Liga has come out to say, let's start here. Jurgen Klopp, he said, according to him, the best players or the GOATs are three. It's Maradona, Messi, and Pele. Now, after that comment, the president of La Liga, Tobias, has said he wants Klopp to come and coach in Spain. He has put it out clearly that he wants Spanish league to be the best league in the world. Currently, we have English league topping in terms of the money that they are bringing, in terms of the viewership as compared to what you call to other teams. I see that Premier League, the television deal, they have £5 billion for 2019 to 2022, and then as compared to 3.42 billion pounds for La Liga. So Tobias says he has just confirmed that he doesn't want Messi to leave. He says, yes, the league is bigger than Messi, but Messi makes the league what it is. And then he still says he still wants Mourinho to come back to coach in Spain. He wants the best coaches. He wants the best players. He still wants Pep Guardiola to come and coach in Spain. He's still hoping that Cristiano Ronaldo will come back. There are rumors that Real Madrid are trying to quarter Cristiano Ronaldo to come back to coach, to play at Real Madrid. And I know that Man United too, they are also trying to get him. We'll see what's going to happen. And now let's go back to Spain. Well, I've been watching some programs in Spain. There's too much pressure on Lionel Messi, which sometimes I don't think, Messi becomes off form for 3 games, it becomes a crisis. And I've seen players going 4, 5, 6 games, including Cristiano Ronaldo being off form. There is no that noise that is being raised. So Messi is being judged according to his own standard. And then if you look at the pack in terms of the goal scoring, yes, Messi is not far, but those guys are not far ahead, and Messi has been with Pichichi, I don't know how many times. So I don't know. And then when I look the game of Barcelona, it is not that Messi is not playing well. As I was saying, I've said before, Messi prefers the tiki-taka. I give you the ball, bring it to me. I give you the ball, give it to me. So these boys are not doing that. You see, he gives them ball, they run. And Messi go to space, he expect the ball to be brought, they don't bring it. So ultimately, it takes Messi off. But there are rumors that Messi said he has already communicated with Laporta, who's one of the contenders, that he's not wishing to leave Barcelona. Like I said, Messi loved that city. His wife loved that city. The kids love that city. Messi is happy at Barcelona. I follow Messi. That is why you hear all the time I always talk about Messi. I follow Messi. I follow Ronaldo. Messi at one stage said he's worried about one day because he knows that one day he still has to go to Argentina. But what worries him much is the question that if I go to Argentina with so much crime there, how are my kids going to be affected? And then he has already expressed that I want to go to Argentina because I'm sure a lot of youngsters there, they want, to look up to a person like me, and then so that I give them hope. That is his wish. So that tells you where his heart is. That tells where his heart is.
Absolutely.
And along those lines, I think we need to say he was very touched. I saw that yesterday during the training session, he even cried when they were mourning for the passing of Diego Maradona. And then Messi continued to respect. Messi is out of this world. He has been consistent for more than 15 years. I think Maradona has not been consistent for such a long time. But Messi continues, says, I cannot be Maradona. Maradona is in his own class. That's a sheer respect. That's a sheer humbleness, and even if you know that you are good, but you don't show out there and brag about it. And then we'll see what's going to happen. I heard that the coach, Koeman, said today he's thinking of giving Ricky Puig a chance. And unfortunately, I learned that Sergio Dest has picked up a muscle injury. And Sergio Dest, all the time I've always been worried and say, why don't you play Sergio Dest? And then I don't know. We'll see what's going to happen, but and let's hope definitely he will bring Ricky Puig to play in the middle of the park, because I believe the youngster has talent. Now let's look at Premier League. We've got Man City. They are playing Burnley today at 5, but just now at 2:30 we have Brighton playing Liverpool, and a little bit later Everton playing Leeds. And then thereafter, we are going to see West Brom playing Sheffield United, Southampton playing Man United tomorrow at about 4 o'clock, Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. I want us to look at this game, Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. This is one of the big games.
That's a big one. That's a big one, my brother. Remember last week when we spoke about, I mentioned that, when it comes to Mourinho, when it comes to planning, he's excellent. And then Mourinho has assembled a very good team. If you look at our player from Madrid,
Bale.
The one who just came now.
Bale. Gareth Bale.
Yes, Gareth Bale, yes. You've got Gareth Bale there. He's playing very well. You've got our son. They're playing very well as well. I think that game will be a hell of it. But still, I can tell you now, Tottenham Hotspur is going to win it.
Tottenham Hotspur is going to win it.
2-0. They will win it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. And then who do you think will bring spark there? You think Bale will add value? What about Harry Kane?
Harry Kane as well. And Son. I'm telling you now, Harry Kane will score as well as Son. They will both score, and they will win 2-0.
2-0. All right. And then I can see also there is an Arsenal game. Arsenal, they're playing Wolves. What's your take on this game?
My brother, Arsenal is disappointing me nowadays. I don't know what's happening. Last week, I know they played 0-0, and I was expecting them to collect a point. But it was a better improvement on them in terms of their play. But these Wolves, they are attacking all the way. are taking all the way, and they might surprise Arsenal. And I foresee them winning 1-0 against Arsenal.
Then there's West Ham and Aston Villa tomorrow on Monday at 10.
Look, West Ham is playing very well as well as Aston Villa. But I foresee Aston Villa winning this one. They're
As
still
it.
ahead.
Leicester
Definitely.
City. Leicester City against Fulham. And you know, when you go to Leicester City, I still want to say, are we going to see history repeating itself? Yeah, I'm referring to Morocco Swallows.
Yes,
The
yes, I
Morocco
know.
Swallows were in the, the lower league, which is a Gladiator League, and then they won the league, and here they are flying high. Don't follow me, follow the birds. Are we going to see Swallows going all the way until they win the PSL? That's the question. That's the question that I'm asking.
And my answer is very simple on that question.
Yeah.
My answer is very simple on that.
Yeah.
So Swallows will be in the top 5, but they will never win the league this year.
Yeah.
Maybe next season, yes, due to the experience that they've got. They don't qualify. They will never win it because it's tough in the PSL. Right now, they're doing very well. But if you look at it in the second round, you will definitely see that boys will be boys. And then exactly, you'll see what I'm telling you now, my brother. But on this one, hey, Leicester City, my brother. Leicester City, that's a team to beat.
Leicester City.
That's a team to beat. They're going to win it.
They're going to win it, my brother. All right.
Definitely.
Okay. No, that's fine. And then what is the prediction of score?
2-0.
2-0. Today in Italy, we have Sassuolo playing Inter Milan at 4 o'clock. So what's your take? And then while we are still at Inter Milan, we've been talking, but I noticed that in our show, we have never said much about Romelu Lukaku. A giant.
Romelu Lukaku.
My
brother.
He has revived, I think Man United, they thought that is a reject. He has revived. It's Romelu Lukaku. He's a giant, but he can run. He can run at players. He can take players. He can score goals. Romelu Lukaku. What's your take on that?
My brother, let me tell you something before that. Number 1 in the world rankings, Belgium is number 1 right now. The world. Belgium is number 1. And if you look at Lukaku, the way he's scoring goals, he reminds me exactly of Samuel Eto'o. You remember Samuel Eto'o, the way he was scoring goals? Exactly the same. I think with Manchester, they've lost out. And I don't even think that he will ever go back. He will never go back. Romelu Lukaku is good. Excellent.
And
what a striker.
I'm seeing
Sorry?
Romelu Lukaku is even outshining Martinez. Remember, everybody was talking about Martinez. I don't know whether the idea of joining Barcelona to play with Messi has interfered with effectiveness, because Romelu Lukaku is like, he has bypassed everybody. He's doing extremely well.
I don't think they will allow Lukaku to go. They will never approve that, because if they allow him to go, then it means they are dead. They are relying on him. He's the goal scoring machine at the moment.
Yes.
And he's the best.
Now, back to the show. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatse from the Big R. As you know that the Big R, we deal with all the positive R words. We are looking at the results now of Friday, and then we are also reviewing the games that are going to play and make, our analysis. And then after making analysis on Monday, we'll look at the results. Then the next game today at 7, it's Benevento against Juventus. And guess what? Juventus, Cristiano Ronaldo is really on form. He's banging goals as if there will be no goals tomorrow. He has revived, at his age, we really have to respect Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, the same with Zlatan Ibrahimovic at their age.
Yeah.
The body biologically becomes slow. Biological. You are not faster anymore, and then unlike
Yes.
reflexes. So we need to give Cristiano Ronaldo that he's still competing at this age. So what's your take?
Absolutely.
What's your
My brother, I've watched during the week. I've watched Cristiano Ronaldo play when he was scoring a penalty. And my brother, I must really say, I agree with you with the statement that, you know what, at his age, it's unbelievable. He looks like an 18-year-old. He's fast and then he's so experienced. And then really, I don't see Juventus losing that game. He's going to score another 2 goals on that. They will win that game with the 2-0.
Okay. Now, the next game at 9:45, it's Atalanta versus Verona tonight. So what's your take on that one?
Well, I see Verona winning that one. It's going to be a very closely contested kind of a game, but I see Verona winning at least 1-0 on there. They will collect 3 points on that.
And then I see that Lazio and Udinese are also playing tomorrow at 1:30. So what's your take there?
It's going to be a very difficult kind of a game, and I don't see any goal being scored on that one because both teams are playing the very same kind of pattern. They pack the midfield, and then they rely mostly on counter attacks. So I don't see them both scoring. It's going to end up as 0-0.
And then there's also another game tomorrow at 4:00. I'm jumping now. AC Milan against Fiorentina. And then after that, we are also going to look at Napoli and Roma. So what's your take on that?
I'll start with Napoli. Napoli at the moment they are still ahead about the passing away of Maradona, and I believe the other day they all donned number 10 jerseys, all of them, in honor of the late Maradona. I think they will dedicate that game to Maradona. They will win it 2-0.
2-0. And then there's also Torino and Sampdoria. I'm mentioning this because these are the league contenders, potential league contenders.
Yes.
So what's your take
on this one? I see Sampdoria collecting a point. That will be ending in a draw, 1-1 draw. Because at the moment, that impact of this the COVID-19, it has done bad things to all the teams, not only bigger teams, whether it's big or small teams. Definitely, it has affected everyone.
All right.
So I see the score ending as 1-1.
All right. Let's move now to the Bundesliga, and let's look at the popular teams. Let's start with Dortmund, and then they play FC Köln today at 4:30. What's your take on that?
Well, I've watched their games sparingly, but I think it's going to end up in a draw. I don't see either of the teams scoring. It's going to end up in a 0-0 draw.
Okay. And then I see Stuttgart. They are playing Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich, they're a phenomenon. But when they go to their domestic league, I think they're being humbled as compared to when they play in the Champions League. And I fail to understand because Bayern Munich has all the stars, you name them. Sane is one of them, Lewandowski is one of them, Gnabry, you name them, Koeman, everywhere, the goalkeeper himself, they have all stars, So I just wonder what's happening. Why are they being humbled in Germany? Do they have now a formula how to beat them now?
No, I think it goes back to the issue of yes, in terms of getting the formula, it could be part of it, but the main thing, I think the COVID-19 has affected that team very, very badly. But I still think that they will collect 3 points. I mean, they've got the quality striker there. Lewandowski is a quality striker. So I see them collecting 3 points, 2-0.
Okay. Now let's move to the Champions League. But before we go there, I need to remind you and the fans or the viewers out there that the last group game, we are going to see Juventus against Barcelona. So you know what does that mean? So that game is coming. That game is coming. So people, they mustn't think that no, it's not gonna happen. We just hope that the two guys don't get injured or Corona affects them or any other thing. So Champions League. We see that the upcoming game. Let me see. We have Shakhtar Donetsk will be playing Real Madrid on the 12th at 5 to 8. Lokomotiv Moscow will be playing Salzburg at 7:45. Mönchengladbach will be playing Inter Milan. Marseille will be playing Olympiacos, and Atletico Madrid, I think this is a nice one, will be playing Bayern Munich. What's your take here? Because
you know what? Let me start with
Madrid. I see the revival. You know, Suarez has added value. You know, Suarez is on 5 goals in the league, all right? And Barcelona decided to sell him. I see this young man, Joe Felix, you know, and adding spice. I see Koke doing marvelous thing in the middle of the park. I see the goalkeeper, Black, doing extremely well. He's one of the top goalkeepers in the world today. So, and then playing with Bayern Munich, not forgetting that Bayern Munich has humiliated them before. So I don't know whether we're going to see another R words again here, the history repeating itself, whereby Bayern Munich and then showing Atletico that, boys, we are still in the game.
I would like to differ with you a little bit on this. This time, I don't see Bayern Munich winning at all. You know, the inclusion of Suarez, it has brought that life into that team. And you know what? When they attack, when they defend, they're defending as a team. When they attack as a team. I can tell you now, Atletico Madrid is going to win that game. And Suarez will contribute a lot. And he might even score 1 goal. They will win that one by 3-1.
Now, there's also Liverpool and Ajax. And then on the 12th at 10 o'clock. We saw this at some point in the past. I don't know whether history is going to repeat itself or what's going to happen. What's your take?
I don't see the history repeating itself this time. Definitely, Liverpool will win this one. It's going to be very close, but it's going to be a very entertaining kind of a game because those youngsters can run 90 minutes. But through the experience that Liverpool has got and the kind of players that they've assembled, I definitely see them winning. The score will be 2-0 to Liverpool.
Okay. And then let's go to the game between Porto and Man City. And remember Porto, that's where Benny McCarthy used to be. And you know, Benny McCarthy is one player who has lifted our flag high by winning the Champions League. Pitso Mosimane is another individual who has lifted our flag high. So we need to continue to congratulate and praise these individuals. And fortunately enough, you know, I've interviewed Pitso. Pitso is a very down-to-earth somebody. People mistaken his straightforwardness and arrogance. I don't think Pitso is arrogant. That's my belief. Pitso is passionate. And being passionate, whenever he talks something, he talks it with force. All right? Let me tell you something. People who are passionate, they are being mistaken to be arrogant. Now, if you read the story of Steve Jobs, the man who transformed 7 industries alone, you know. I'm talking about the mobile phones. I'm talking about the
Yes.
music industry. I'm talking about the television industry. That's Steve Jobs. 7 industries alone. Now, Steve has always been blamed of being arrogant, harsh, you know. I think it was passion. And now I listen to a lot of people who used to work for him. Others, they went out, started your Google and other things and other social media strategies that are around here. When you listen to them, when they talk, they say we learned a lot from that guy. People mistaken him because he wanted results. He was passionate.
Yes.
And then because he was passionate, he used to become very impatient when people were not delivering according to the standard he has set for himself. So this is how I view Pito. I view Pito from that perspective and say Pito has a high standard. When I was interviewing Khabu Zondo, Khabu Zondo said, I know Pito. Remember Khabu Zondo is the guy who convinced Pito to be a #1 coach. Pito was an assistant. He said, stop being in the background. You must come in at the forefront. He said, Pito is a hard worker and passionate and he loves football. So sometimes people don't understand. He works very hard. So that is why, and when I interviewed him on The Voice of Tembisa, I could see a very humble guy because he was relaxed, no pressure, and then he was expressing his wishes, all right? And then you could see the fire in him, and then he was talking things that were resonating with me to say, I don't like seeing former players not being taken care of, you know, but he went further to say, but it does not mean that they don't have to improve themselves. Remember when I was talking about your Lucas and other people, I say, let them raise their hands. They cannot always, just because they were former players, now because of that, they need to be entitled to a particular position. I have nothing against them, but I'm saying doing things in a very systematic way. All right? So that's what's your take?
Yeah. We've spoken about so many things right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, now that's fine. Now let's.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's all about raising your hand and say, I'm willing to do this. At the same time, empowering yourself. By empowering yourself, it means that now you'll be able to empower other people. And people like Pito, definitely like Benny McCarthy, those people are hard workers and they're very passionate with the game. So they raise their hand with the passion, and they whatever that they do it with the passion. Unfortunately, there's people who will always perceive them as arrogant and all those kind of things. But I'm still saying they did well, and we support such people.
But here's a challenge.
And they don't.
Here's a challenge. Here's a challenge to Benny McCarthy from me.
Yes.
I want to see Benny going back. I'm not sure. Maybe it's happening. If it's happening, well done. I want to see Benny starting a project in the Cape Flats where he comes from, to nurture those kids, because in the Cape Flats, I see a lot of young stars. They don't have idols. At the end of the day, that is why they see the life of drugs, gangsterism as an option. And I must take off my hat to Stephen Bina, who decided to come up with a project in Westbury, where he comes from. So I hope do that. Not only Benny McCarthy, this challenge also goes to AKA.
That's right. Yeah.
See, I want to see AKA plowing back. Now, you being close to Jerry as your brother-in-law, I want to see Jerry contributing directly in Tembisa, in the dusty streets of Tembisa. And then, this week I saw Mangoba Shakes Ngwenya. He's putting up a tournament in Umalang.
Yes.
Quite good, which was advertised by his wife. Fortunately enough, I happened to train his wife on finance. As I was training his wife on finance, the wife came to me and said, Mr. Tshabalala, why don't you train these soccer players? Because they get a lot of money but they don't know what to do. So, and then I said, we are just waiting for the opportunity to come. And people like Peter once said that to me, to say, why don't you train these youngsters about how to deal with money? We are waiting for anybody to approach us and then to do that. We are more than welcome to do that. Hence, we are the big R. You know, we want to rebuild. We want to resourcefulness everywhere. Everything must be resourceful. All right. So that's the challenge to Benny from me. So remember, it emanated when we were talking about Porto and Man City. The other game, which I think we need to look at, is Man United and PSG. What's your take here?
Man United will win this one 1-0. They are under extreme pressure at the moment. They will definitely collect 3 points on that, 1-0.
What's your take about the game of Neymar these days? Have you watched PSG? Have you watched Neymar?
Yes, I have watched Neymar a little bit, and I might really say his standard of play, as compared to the time when he was at Barcelona, has definitely gone down. He is not the very same Neymar that I knew playing with your Suarez as well as your Messi. I mean, the standard there was very high. I would love to see him going back to La Liga, just to improve his standard, because right now, really, and at PSG, I don't see him competing with anyone as such. But his standard has gone down.
You know,
He's no longer the same.
I agree with you, but I've seen some improvement in the sense that Neymar is no more like an individualistic player. Now he likes passes, which is good. He likes contributing, which is an addition, because that's why Messi beat so many players. Messi is not about only scoring goals, it's also about creating goals, the assists. All right? It's also about the passes, you know? Because football, it's all about basic passing, trapping, your movement without the ball, you know, your awareness, you know, that kind of a thing. So I've seen him improve as far as those things is concerned, because we still like the tricks, because he's a very tricky player. We still like the tricks because the tricks are the ones that take us to the stadium. You know, we enjoy seeing those tricks. So, but that part has improved. But probably I agree with you to say, you know, for him to play at France with PSG, I think you know, he doesn't feel that challenge anymore. Remember, they're in France, they win the league, they win everything. So there's no that kind of a challenge. And the other thing that I've picked up, in France, when he does this trick, they kick him, they do all sorts of things, you know, and like, you know, when he was in Spain, as much as they were irritated, but they would allow him. But in France, apparently, you know, they don't allow him. They want to kick and do all sorts of things. Let's talk about that. What irritates these other players when a player is doing a trick and then they feel disrespect? I don't see any disrespect, because my thinking is football is entertainment. So we pay for those people. If you remember, during the time of Jomo Sono, those were things that we enjoy. I don't know. What's your take?
Well, you know, other players, they feel like maybe he's being disrespectful, and definitely I don't agree with them. I think they're not able to handle his tricks. He's somebody who's so trickery, so it's not possible that you can handle him. And then at the end of the day, the only solution is just to play him bad or do all those things. But it's not fair at the same time. I mean, it's killing his career at the same time. I remember here in South Africa, when we do these tricks or these skills, they always are saying that now it's street football and all those kind of things. But if you look at Barcelona, they are playing tika taka, and then that is their speciality, and you cannot change them to play differently. So really, I don't understand those players who say you are being disrespectful to us by playing all these tricks and all those kind of things. I don't think it's true. And we need that in football. We need to see those skills, those tricks. That's why we pay to go to watch the games.
All right. I don't want us to look at Barcelona game because they are playing a very weak team. Barcelona too, they are not doing well. My thinking is Barcelona won't go far. If they move to the second round, they'll be lucky to survive. If they survive the second round, they'll be lucky to survive the quarterfinals. Barcelona, and there's no problem. So I don't want to look at that game. I think I have a problem with Koeman. That's my take. The way he come up with his squad, that's why I have a problem. So I don't think they'll go far. And then I don't want to also look at Juventus and Dynamo Kiev, because both Barcelona and Juventus don't qualify. So let us not look at one. Let's look at the game between Sevilla and Chelsea. That could be a very interesting one.
It will be a very interesting kind of a game. I see that Chelsea, they've got Williams there, and then he's doing very well so far. His contribution is absolutely very good. And I see they've got plenty of youngsters, and it looks like they are now coming back from wherever they were. They are now coming out of their cocoons, which is a very good one. So I see them winning as well. I see them winning that game by 2-0.
The last one, big game, Barcelona Juventus, the 12th. The 12th is coming. Let us not talk about it. Let us not talk about it today, because we'll talk about it later. I'm just giving you a teaser and say Barcelona and
Juventus. Waiting for that. Waiting for that.
Yeah. As I said, viewers, the big R. We want to, to give you life. That's what we do. And then remember, we are a financial company. As you know, that we are doing a number of things. We are doing debt counseling. Those people who are over indebted, they can come to us. And then we are also giving you financial product, because as a person, you need to have a financial product. As I'm talking about financial product, yesterday there was a storm. There was a storm. You know that. As we were doing, there was a storm. And then this morning I realized my fisher board has fallen and my ceiling has been affected. Now financial product comes in now. Then I call the insurance to come and sort it. That's very important. As a person, you cannot have your financial plan without financial product. We are helping as far as that is concerned. And then we also teach about money, as I was talking earlier on. Teach about money. Remember, we stand for all the positive R words like responsible. Take responsibility in rehabilitating your life. Of course, most of us are sick. I know, Jackie, you're also sick. Here we are. I've got moringa, big R moringa. This moringa, we've combined the leaves, all right, the seeds, and ginger, the big R moringa, together. And guess what? My energy, it's superb. It's superb. I take about 10 capsules a day, and my sugar is very, very stable, together with my hypertension. So you need that, Jackie. I know that you are also diabetic, so check on those things. And then I know that you also take moringa. And then people out there, just contact us. 150 capsules for only 120 capsules for only 150 rand, and we'll deliver it to your doorstep. Jackie, as I indicated, that we are here trying to see how can rehabilitate some of the issues and some of the broken lives. That is why yesterday or earlier when we were doing the Celtic show, we wanted to rehabilitate the relationship between the management and the supporters. And all the supporters of the teams, please go out there and support your teams. Now, let me talk to Kaizer Chiefs supporters, people like you, Jakey. When the chips are down, you don't shy away. That's when the team needs you most. I hear people saying, it has been 5 years now, Chiefs have not been winning anything. That's when they need you most. That's when they need you most. Look what is happening in England. Because remember, we are now a global village. We set our standard against other people. In England, team like Newcastle, they are being relegated to to the championship, they go with their supporters. Championship in England still have a lot of supporters. Your Leeds, where Lucas Khatebe was, they still have a lot of supporters. So we need to catch up. We need to do that. If you love your team, go all the way with your team along the way. All the
Of course.
Yeah. Jackie, Ntwentle,
Yes, my brother.
I thank you for being with me on the show, and then we'll talk again on Monday.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Hey, we are already on load shedding here.
I see.
So I don't know
I see. Good luck. I wish you good luck. Let's talk later.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Cool, man.